What's the number one thing that stops you from growing? The number one thing that kind of roadblocks you to the journey of who you want to be, where you want to be, what you want to do? What kills yourself? And no, the answer is not someone else or something or some unfortunate opportunity, some unfortunate event that's happened in your life. One, I always preach that everything is your fault and you should take 100% responsibility for everything, for both good and bad. But oftentimes people overlook that the number one biggest killer is you, is your own mind. Sometimes we don't realize it, but we play such an image or vision in our head of a situation and actually make it worse. But in reality, it's not that bad. I remember the best example to this was when a few months ago, I decided to join a high ticket, I would say, a pretty expensive program for e-commerce online. And it was a situation where that money was a lot for me. And it was a huge risk on my end. And look, it ended up being out okay, for sure. But at the time, I didn't know that. At the time, that money, that big sum of money that I spent in that one moment really brought me down to a very, very, like I said, low amount on my bank account. And it was a very stressful moment in my life. But you see, the mind made it worse. And I'm happy that in that situation, I caught myself being manipulated by fear through my own mind. And I actually ended up taking the risk. I ended up taking the step forward, the jump, the leap of faith, whatever you want to call it. And it actually did end up working. But oftentimes, you look at a situation with your own perspective and it's not that bad. I remember like when I was making that decision to pay that expensive mentorship, I was freaking out. I said, it's going to make me broke. I can't afford it. It's not a smart move. And then I caught myself and I said, not only am I being controlled and have a tight leash around my neck from fear, but it's not really as bad as I made it seem to be. I was treating it like it was the end of the world. Like after I pressed that pay button, my whole life would crumble. But then I really realized, it took like a snap moment. And I realized it's actually not that bad as you really think about it. Even if you're in a very similar situation to me, you're probably very fortunate and very lucky to have a family to support you. You know, you get clothes on your body, you get food that you eat, you have a shelter. I don't have to pay that type of bills at this age yet. So when I kind of realized that, I said, well, even if I lose it all, I'm still going to live the same life. I'm still going to do what I'm doing right now. I'm still going to keep trying e-commerce. I'm still going to wake up, do my daily routines. I'm still going to read. I'm still going to eat. I'm still going to have clothes on my body. I'm still going to talk to my family like usual. Nothing will really change much. That's when I finally realized that the mind is such a powerful powerful tool, but it's a double-edged sword. It can either benefit you or drastically demoralize you. And you have to start curating and start training your mind to look more on the positive side, to look more at the brighter side of every situation and not allow it to make such a bad situation worse. It's such a difficult task. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm by far have not perfected it. And like I said in other videos, I usually talk about things that I struggle with the most. But it's such an important part of your journey because if your mind is against you, you're going nowhere, and you'll probably end up failing. You're going to have slow days. You're going to have eventful days. You're going to have good days, bad days. You're going to have them all. It's inevitable. But the way you react to them is all up in here. You can take a quote unquote bad day and turn it into a good day. You can take a situation where you think you're not capable and turn yourself very capable just with a simple mindset shift. Look, hard times creates a valuable man. You want trials and errors. You want obstacles. You want hard times. There's no light without the dark. So remember that whenever you're feeling stuck, whenever you feel like nothing is clicking or nothing's working, understand that one, the situation's not as bad as you make it seem. And two, to honestly just realize that these are the times that will make you the strong and valuable man in the future. You want these obstacles. If God had to create someone from scratch and he wanted to be a competent, strong individual who's disciplined, who's generous, who's smart, who has wisdom, all of the good factors of a human being, what would he make him go through? Easy times? A good life off the bat? Everything's given to him easily? Or a hard, painful, long life? Which would it be? Answer that question. Think about it. Think about it moving forward. Think about it moving forward in your life, your relationships, your situations, your business especially. And that's when I'll see you at the top.